Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another segment of the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with this week's Monday Huddle segment, but as always, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, remember, these are all companies that I used as an athletic director. They are all great companies. I really recommend that you check them out. So take 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Monday Huddle, and then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to our good friends at Sideline Interactive Indoor Score Tables and Video Boards. Go to their website. You can schedule a live web demo to see all their products in action. You've heard me say before, probably one of the best equipment purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive Indoor Score Table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Schedule that live web demo today. We also want to say thanks to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure that our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches, our student athletes, even our parents just loved the tools that Huddle provided. Go to huddle.com, join the 100 million users, and turn your school into a Huddle school. That's huddle.com. We also want to say thanks to Beacon Creative Wall of Fame. Now, Vital Signs Wall of Fame has been helping schools share their legacy for a decade, but now Beacon Creative adds a twist. It's a content creation service. You supply the raw data. Beacon Creative will come up with compelling stories that you can then share on your digital platform. It allows schools to do what they want to do, tell their story, tell the story of their students. I want you to reach out and connect with John Townsend, and you'll find him at John, John, at beaconwalloffame.com. That's John at beaconwalloffame.com. You're going to be glad you did. Let's also say thanks to Gipper. You know, the team at Gipper is going to help you become a social media marketing guru. Whether it's a simple social media post to celebrate a victory or an entire newsletter, the team at Gipper will have you up and running in no time. It's professional graphic design made easy. Go to Gipper.com for more information. And don't forget to tell them you heard about it on the podcast. We also want to say thanks to our friends at Home Campus. Scheduling, rosters, results, how about eligibility and clearance? All those things can be done better, faster, and easier through the Home Campus platform. Go to homecampus.com for more information. That's homecampus.com. We also want to thank Hometown. You know, Hometown continues to change the game for leaders with their suite of solutions that includes things like, well, digital ticketing, fee-free fundraising. How about athletic website construction? The list just goes on. Whether you're a principal, an athletic director, even a head coach, Hometown is going to show you how to save time, how to raise more money, and how to bring your community together. That's hometown.com. Don't forget to mention the podcast. We also want to thank our friends at Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. Now, I didn't get my master's through the Ohio program, but my assistant athletic director did, along with thousands of others, and it was a great experience. Go to Ohio University. Check out their online masters in athletic administration. And we want to say thanks to our friends at Athletic Surveys. You know, at my school, we use surveys for everything, for student athletes, for coaches, even parents. And the information that came back is incredibly valuable. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program. That's athleticsurveys.com. And as always, don't forget to mention the podcast, athleticsurveys.com. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD Podcast. We're calling this segment Looking Ahead to year number 6. It's the 6th year of the Educational AD Podcast. Our first huddle is about perspective. As we look ahead to year 6 and 2026, I just want to take a moment and say thanks, because this podcast isn't just something that we record anymore. It's really become a part of my daily routine. And I can't express enough how much I look forward to these conversations just about every day. Both conversations with our guests while we're recording them, and also from the messages that I receive from you listeners. That's also a big reason why I brought back the Monday Huddle. I received messages from you sharing how much you enjoyed the segments. And in addition to the messages and the comments I've gotten about how the podcast has helped athletic directors to learn, connect, and lead, it's been very gratifying. So today I want to take a quick walk through where the podcast has been, how it's grown, and a little bit how it's supported our profession, and where we go to next. All right. I think one of the biggest areas that I think we've had an impact is with the podcast is giving athletic directors a voice. In the 5 years we've done it, hundreds of athletic directors have had a chance to share their story. Not just the biggest schools, not just let's say the loudest programs, but athletic directors, big schools, small schools, you name it, public, private. They're doing the work, they're learning on the job, and they're leading with purpose. We've been able to hear from AEDs from across the country and around the world, sharing how they got into the profession, some of the challenges they didn't expect, and the lessons that they wish someone had told them earlier. I can't tell you how many times I heard that. Boy, I wish somebody would have had this earlier. And just as important, they've shared their own best practices and the things that have actually worked for them. And these types of conversations, I think, have built trust. The leadership habits that they have shared are helping to sustain not just new ADs, but veteran ADs as they add those tools to their toolbox. And I think it's very powerful when a listener can hear a veteran athletic director share, and they know, hey, that person's been there. They're going through exactly what I'm going through right now, and what might have been isolation actually turns into a connection. So as we head into year 6, guess what? We're going to continue doing the interviews. We're going to continue to elevate those voices, because I really believe every AD has a story that's worth sharing and someone else that needs to hear it. Another thing I wanted to talk about today was that in addition to the interviews, I think our other segments like Tech Tuesday and Toolbox Extra have really had an impact. And if there's one area, one resource where athletic directors never seem to have enough of, it's time. And time really matters. Tech Tuesday and Toolbox Extra have created space for ADs who have a great idea or a great application of an idea, along with actual vendors with platforms or applications of their own, to share these tools that are specifically designed for athletic departments. They're not just generic solutions, but systems that have been built understanding the realities of school-based athletics. We've highlighted hundreds of platforms that have helped streamline communication, manage schedules, reduce paperwork, and simplify game day operations. And the real value isn't the technology itself, but it's what the technology has given back. And that is that resource of time. Time to spend with coaches, with kids, time to be visible in the hallways, time to go out to practices, time to support coaches, time to connect with kids. So as we move into year 6, these segments are going to continue, and they're going to focus on how we can help athletic directors lead more effectively, lead better. Because again, going back to time, saved time is allowing people to spend more time investing with people. All right, a third area that might sound like a little bit of bragging, and maybe it is, but there's one area that I'm particularly proud of, and that's been our intentional focus for the past 5 years on featuring women leaders in our profession. Through our weekly series, Wednesday Wisdom, we've consistently highlighted women leaders who share their insights, their strategies for building programs, and their real-world experiences from a position of athletic leadership and athletic administration. And beyond Wednesday Wisdom, over half of our feature interviews, which have now reached over 700, have featured women athletic directors and the programs that they lead. And I think that matters. Representation matters. Visibility matters. And when leaders see themselves reflected in this profession, I think it expands what feels possible. So as we look ahead, that commitment isn't changing. Year 6, we're going to continue to work with our partners, our allies, to elevate women leaders, not as an exception or not just to check a box, but as a reflection of everything that they bring to our overall profession. Experience, strength, expertise, and leadership to help us continue to shape athletic programs everywhere. The fourth component I want to talk about real quickly is our toolbox. Okay? The Athletic Director's Toolbox started as a simple segment at the end of our interviews, and it's grown into something that's just so much bigger. In every one of our conversations, we ask our guests to share at least one tool, usually 3, but give us one takeaway, one practice that listeners can actually use. And because athletic directors really don't need more theory, they really are looking for those resources, they can take that tool and go out and apply it the next morning. And the vast majority of the tools that we've gotten have been application more than just tool or suggestion, because the how and the why are just as important as the what. The idea grew into the Toolbox book series. A big thank to Mike Elson for that. And I think it's safe to say that the Toolbox books have become part of a go-to resource for ADs, coaches, and leaders that are looking for practical leadership guidance. The goal has always been the same: to make leadership more accessible, more actionable, more sustainable, to give that new AD tools in their toolbox. Great leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's just about having the right tools when the moment demands it. And as the saying goes, hey, what's in your toolbox? And finally, now what? Okay, how are we trying to stay relevant and do a better job of serving? We're still going to be doing interviews. We're still going to highlight great leaders and great programs. But can we do more? Can we provide more support, more clarity, more connection for ADs? That's, I think, what we're going to try to do moving forward. And if you're listening and you haven't been on the podcast yet in one of our segments, let's go ahead and change that. Your story matters. Your journey matters. And what you've learned could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. So, in closing, this is what I believe. As we move into year 6, this podcast exists because athletic directors lead schools, shape culture, and impact lives. And because of the guests that we have on this, not me, because of the guests that we have, we're able to continue to help them lead, shape, and impact. So thanks as always for listening. Thanks for continuing to lead. And let's keep moving this podcast and the profession forward together. If you've enjoyed this segment, please share it with others. And as I mentioned, if you've not been a guest on the podcast, let's go ahead and change that and get you scheduled. I do just about everything through email. So please email me at jakestouchdown@gmail.com. Or you can call or text me at 305-218-1325. We'd love to have you come on and share your story along with some best practices for others. This has been the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD Podcast. Before we go, as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now remember, these are companies I used as an AD. You should be using them too. We want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive. We'd like to thank Home Campus and Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. I want to thank Hometown. I want to thank Beacon Wall of Fame. We'd like to say thanks to Gipper. I want to say thank you to Huddle. And thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD and the next Monday Huddle.